Hello Smeggies, welcome to a special episode of Smeg Chris. On the 4th of December 2010 I uploaded my very first episode, so this marks 7 years of the show. In it I'm going to talk about all the things that have changed since then.
I know what.
And what is that, Fwed?
You used to be funny.
You want funny, Fwed? Here's a joke for you. Why did the troll cross the road?
I don't know. Why did the troll cross the road?
That's pretty funny.
Are you going to behave, Fwed?
Have I ever?
Yes, this episode marks 7 years of Smeg Chris, and there have been a lot of changes since it started. I don't really need to reintroduce the characters as I've done that before, but when I first started there was just myself, Fwed, and this guy. Is this why you invited me here? To show me off to the viewers? I was investigating the merging of two universes, the Darwin universe and the Sparkle universe. Yes, he still waffles on, but there have been many other changes. For example, I used to write the script for this show on a Friday, and then I would spend my Saturday filming and editing it. I kind of got fed up of using my entire Saturday on it, so I decided to change things. I now usually write a script early on in the week, like a Monday or a Tuesday, and I try to film before Thursday. This way I can get it edited before Saturday comes. Another noticeable change is that I spend more time on each line of a script. Another noticeable change is that I spend more time on each line of a script. Another noticeable change is that I spend more time on each line of a script. As I've probably just proven by showing you all the different takes I've just done. Before, I used to do, well, this. I saw a few films recently, one being Skyline. A fantastic film. It's very edge of your seat stuff. I'm not kidding. It's very unrelentless. That's a good word I'd give it. If I don't feel like I've got the line right, I keep trying. That way there's not a lot of ums and ahs. It does take up a lot of time, but it makes things look and sound better. And also when I'm editing, it stops me from doing this. Ugh. And
We don't need to do that. We get it right the first time.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you long on and you get short ones?
Dunno.
something else I changed because I spend more time on lines. I don't watch the footage back after I've filmed it. So filming an entire episode takes only half the time. Think about it, I spend 12 minutes filming a scene and then I spend another 12 minutes watching it before I film the next scene. That made filming an episode twice as long, although sometimes I do spend a lot of time just trying to get that one line. Nowadays the only time I do watch footage back is when I've done a small scene and I'm not actually watching the camera like I am doing right now, or it's somebody else doing something, like Clone 1. Oh, I finally get to do something this episode. You're going to watch this one back, aren't you? Are you waiting for me to do something? Fine. Jump cut! He's always trying to get a rap into an episode. Anyway, another change is that when I first started, I used to bring up 6 topics per episode. Yes, 6. I'm not really sure why I did that. Of course, that all came to an end when I split the show into others, you know, like Smeg Chris Review, and that other one I never mentioned because I haven't filmed it for about 2 years. Maybe I'll return to it someday.
You talk about everything, right?
Yep.
Seriously, do you have any long lines?
Dunno.
I'm gonna split this thing.
When I first started filming, I used this camcorder. It's a JVC and it used to record on these DV cassettes. Unfortunately, only 2 months after I started the show, it died. The only thing I really liked about this camcorder was this viewfinder right here. But no sooner as that one died, I bought this one. It's a Sony Handycam, and the best thing about this is it doesn't use tapes because there's 80GB of hard drive memory on it. I love this camcorder and I still use it now and then. The only downside with it is it's not HD. Of course, last year, I bought this one. Again, it's a Sony Handycam, and this time it's HD. The only thing I dislike about this camcorder is that I have to use an SD card for it. I miss having a camcorder with a built-in hard drive. Over the years I've learnt about white balance, which I'm having problems with right now because I've got to have the lights on even though it's daytime. It's that gloomy. I've also had to learn about exposure. Not that kind. And video sizes. I'll get to that. I've since upgraded my editing suites too. I first used Windows Movie Maker on a laptop that I no longer have, then on this computer. When I got a new laptop, I switched to Vegas Movie Studio 10.0. That's when I discovered I could change from 4:3 aspect to 16:9. Widescreen.
If I remember right, I was the one who helped with it.
To which you still haven't explained how.
Oh, you're not using long sentences then.
Nope.
I did find that editing suite was a pain in the butt. It would crash now and then and it couldn't handle my vlog camera footage. After getting another new laptop, which I currently use, I've since got this Vegas Movie Studio 13.0. I know it doesn't say that on the box, but that's what it is. And it's brilliant. So far. Another change is that I stopped all the swearing in the show, mainly from Fwed.
Hey, that reminds me. Why is Percy allowed to swear all the time but not me? It's so unfair.
Because he has a subtitle machine that bleeps out his swearing.
Wow, Fred, you finally said more than one word.
Shut up, you
It's awesome.
That doesn't mean you can start swearing all the time. Another change is that I used to do this show in the living room and then I moved it up into the office, which was upstairs, but since then the office has moved down here. So obviously I moved the show down here too, and I've not really felt the need to move it since. You moved the basement entrance too. Twice. Yes, Robo Chris, I did. It used to be right here, which was in the way, so then I moved it into the living room. But it just didn't feel right having it in there, so I had the entrance made in the cupboard under the stairs. Access is a lot easier now. We no longer have to jump down or climb back out again. That bloody phone booth still comes up here though, usually when I'm watching the TV. Which is 90% of the time, Father. Another one is that my mother spends more time on the computer than outside gardening. I'm watching gardening tips. Sure you are. And Harry Potter. Shh. Oh, and there's one more noticeable change. Me. I've gotten older. I started this show when I was 35. I'm now 42. Not that you could tell. Anyway, I think that about covers it. Let's just say things have improved around here with all the changes made. So I told the High Master that if he didn't put the staff back into the rock, the two universes would. He's still here. We usually tune him out because we never know what he's on about.
I think he's up to this.
And that's how I saved the Variverse. Okay, thanks for telling me. And some things never change. Well, it's time for me to go. I just want to give a special shout out to everyone who subscribed. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Anyway, until the next time, peace out. Actually, there are two other changes that I didn't put in the script. The first one is that I don't do outtakes as often as I used to. It used to be every episode, and that became a bit monotonous. It was also very difficult to find those outtakes in the editing suite, so editing took an awful lot of time. Nowadays, not so much. In fact, I've recently changed something again. If I do have an outtake, I'll write a little asterisk on my script as to where that outtake is, and that way when I'm editing I find it straight away. But because of them changes, editing takes a lot less time, which gave me the opportunity to explore other things in the editing suite, like colour correction, which sort of helps this poor white balance that I've got, which looking at the viewfinder is every week.